across the last 15 years, and you've been at the coalface in terms of this conversation, we've seen the world of industrial service, change so much. They're driven by the movement towards servitization. At Field Service News, we've always taken the approach that we need to understand all sides of the conversation. Our audience is the service director, and I've always felt it's important for them to understand the meta, the micro, and the macro in terms of where the industry trends are, which is why we've perhaps led the way in terms of the media of talking about servitization, why we've known each other for so long. Yeah, we've seen these changes, and we've seen this gradual movement, and we've talked about this kind of growing movement. And then last year, things kind of got a little bit fast. Things accelerated a bit, let's put it that way, in so many different areas, and not just in servitization, but a lot of the best practices, remote service adoption and the technologies there, digital transformation. I mean, we did some research towards the end of last year, or the Field Service News research team, and we just saw that digital transformation had gone through the roof. I think it was 75% of the companies that we spoke to said that their digital transformation had been accelerated, and well over 2/3, again somewhere around 70% of those said 100% it's because of the pandemic. And we touched on a lot of this last time around when we were talking, but we were kind of a little bit in that speculating phase, and we started to see the conversation we were having being borne out. Let's just use that as a good starting point for the conversation today. A few months on from where we were last time round, just how much do you think the pandemic has changed all of these conversations?
In some way, challenged some of the underlying assumptions that we have had. For instance, now we have seen that outcome-based contracting, performance-based solutions have often been touted as the next service growth engine, and now we are seeing that these strategies can actually seriously backfire in these drastic times of crisis when customer operations stand idle, for instance. So instead of have locked in predictable recurring revenues and profits, these providers now instead may have to cope with unforeseen risks, high fixed costs, and sharply lower revenues. And also customers might have challenges here. They rely on some very service-intensive solutions that are sourced from particular providers, and they might find themselves stranded now because of supply chain disruptions experienced by the provider. So certainly that's a big challenge, and Rolls-Royce I guess is one good example of that, clearly.